That's me, I guess. And Jade. That's Jade. That's not me. Today we're gonna go a little different. We're gonna do some baking. Well, we're not gonna do. We are eventually. This is the day before. We're doing the prep work. Tomorrow we're gonna do the baking. We're gonna be making no-knead bread. Now wait a minute. I know somebody's out there saying, "What are you, some commie pinko bastard, trying to make bread that you don't need?" Well, yes, we are. And no, I'm not a commie pinko bastard. I don't think so anyway. Anyhow, the principle of this is you use bread flour, high gluten flour. I have done this with all-purpose flour, and it just doesn't puff up enough. So you want to get some bread flour if you don't have it. And you prep it the day before, and you let it rest. It says 8 to 24 hours. I like mine 24 hours. I think it's the best. And what happens is, what you do when you knead, you make an elastic dough, and you prepare the glutens. You prepare the glutens. You prepare the gluten. You don't prepare the gluten. You make gluten. And what happens overnight is you let that sit, and the gluten forms itself with the water and the yeast and the salt, and that's pretty much all there is to it. You don't knead it. You just stir it till it's combined. You let it rest, and the next day you turn it out and you proof it again, and you make your bread. And it's as simple as that. You're going to see how simple it is, involving almost no work at all. And that's one of my favorite things. So let's get on with it. We're going to make no-knead cheddar cheese. Well, I happen to have cheddar and Monterey Jack, which is just as good. And herb, bread, no knead. There is a knead, but you don't need it. Because you need it, you don't need it. If you have any idea at all what I'm talking about. Let's get on with it. Okay, here we are, ready to do our no-knead bread. We need 3 cups of bread flour, 13½ ounces of water. I'll get to that in a second, hang on. 1/4 teaspoon of bread machine or active yeast. Any yeast will work. 1.5 teaspoons of salt, kosher salt ground, so it's finer. 13½ ounces, any of the ingredients here. This is a very forgiving recipe. So if you're worried about exact quantities, this is one of the few times in baking you don't have to worry about that. You want to get really close, but don't sweat it, okay? We're going to need something to start with. So, we're going to do 3 cups. And again, don't sweat it. Just wipe it off in the middle there. Don't sit there and eyeball it and say, "Oh, that's probably not quite a cup. That's probably 97% of a cup." Don't sweat it. 2, we're getting real close to the end of this bag. Not quite, I don't think, but real close. And we'll use the rest of this tomorrow when we're turning the bread out, turning the dough out. 3 cups. We're going to put in our Wasser. 1/4 cup. I know it doesn't sound like much, but remember, this is going for 24 hours, so come on, cooperate with me. Teaspoon and a half. I'm going to go with a heaping teaspoon, which will be about 1.5 teaspoons, which is close, and I didn't do enough. So we'll add some not grated, not ground. You can use use iodized salt if you want, but I don't think we have any here in the house because I don't like it. Because we don't need it. Okay, and we need a cup of cheddar. Cup of cheese. Don't cut the cheese. And we're going to get our herbies out in just a second here. Rosemary. Knock it off. Basil. And Italian. Where the hell's my Italian, homemade Italian seasoning? Okay. What we need. Italian seasoning. Remember this from the other day when I needed Italian seasoning? The other video? And no, I don't remember which one it was. But it was a couple of days ago. Basil. Rosemary. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of rosemary. And she didn't even have a baby. 1 teaspoon of basil. And a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And that's it. Now, you say, now you're going to knead the crap out of it for about an hour and a half, right? No, I'm not. I'm going to get out of the way of that camera. Thank you very much. We're going to stir until it's combined. And that's all we're going to do. Do this camera over here. Maybe we can catch it up. Try not to spill it all over the goddamn table. I just lost my video here. Hang on a second. Hello? Come on. Thank you. Fly me to the moon. And we're just, until everything's mixed. That's all. This is all we're doing. And you're back to saying, this will never work. This will never work. Yes, it will work. I've done this before. That jam over there. And that's about it. That's all we need. Now we're going to cover this in plastic wrap, and it's going to rise overnight. Tomorrow afternoon, at about this time, I'll be pulling it out and we'll be baking it. So we'll let you go for now, and we'll see you tomorrow for part 2, which is going to be all part 1 because there's only one part to this, of how to make bread. This applies to everything. Get rid of the cheese, get rid of the herbs, and you have the basic bread. Okay? Simple. You want to add cinnamon and raisin to it? You could have done that. Whatever. This is yours. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, we're back. And our dough is risen. You see that, Cam? Now, the thing about not self-rising, but no-knead bread is the dough is sticky. It doesn't hold form, so you can't just lay it out on a form and expect it to retain that. It'll drop. So what we're going to do is we're going to proof it for an hour in a frying pan. Now, that frying pan is going to dump right into here when we're done. And we're going to cook this at 450 for about 30 minutes. So to get ready for that, we are going to start the stove. And we're going to put our Dutch oven in here to get warm in the meantime. And I forgot to put my microphone back on, didn't I? Okay, well, hang on. We're not going to restart this. We're just going to keep going. Okay, we're all mic'd up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put some flour out on our board. Once again, you see why flour measurement isn't that vital, because you're putting more flour out on it. And we're going to, we should be using use a spatula for this because it's kind of sticky. Put this out. And we're going to, oh man, we need more flour. So this doesn't stick. This is sticking everywhere. So be a little generous with your flour just to avoid this. Anyway, not a big deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and we're going to just kind of fold it over, fold it over, fold it over. And we're going to do it all one more time. You could probably skip this step if you wanted to, if you're not in the mood to get all mucky, and pour that right into the frying pan. But we're going to proof this for yet another hour in the frying pan. The non-stick frying pan, which we're going to non-stick even more. A little bit of oil. And then this bad boy up, up, up. And then up and in, up and in. And that's really not too horrible. So cover it. We're just going to reuse this guy for an hour. We've got the oven on. We've got our Dutch oven in, preheating. And we're going to come back in an hour and finish this up, put it in the oven, and get it moving. So we'll see you in an hour. Radiating fire. Okay, so our hour is about up. So we're going to get our burning hot, it just all left. It all just went, every bit of it. We're going to get our Dutch oven out of the oven. Or whatever. Sit it there. It's burning hot. Burning hot. Okay, we're going to take the lid off. Put that back on the stove because it's burning too. Alright. What the hell happened to that? Hang on a second. I don't know why I put this away. We're going to do the inside of the Dutch oven with spray again. If you can point it the right way. We don't want it to stick. And here is our, what you call it? It's going to plop over. And it's going to slowly, there we go. Where are they? Jesus. Disorganized today. Can you see that? Okay. In the oven, covered 30 minutes. Why do we cover it, you ask? We get a better crust. The steam stays in, rises more. So cover it if you can. If you don't have something like that, then you don't have a choice. It won't rise quite as well, but it will rise. in the oven. 30 minutes. We'll be back in half an hour and show you the result. I hope. Ha ha! Now, what I forgot to say was 30 minutes we're going to remove the cover, then we're going to put it back in for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes and crisp up the crust a little bit more to get it as nice and browny and crisp. It's going to be brown and crisp as it is. We're going to do it just a little bit more. So, for what it's worth. Because like I said, it wouldn't be a video if I didn't forget something, right? Okay, we're coming down to the last 30 seconds. And then we're going to take the lid off and we're going to cook it for a few more minutes just to crisp it up. So let's take a look. I've got the stove can being the oven can so we can see if the steam off the bread doesn't destroy it. We'll see. And here we go. The smell is awesome of the herbs that are in here. Now, let's see, where are we? Okay, you can see that on the other cam. Now, as you can see, it's browned up, but it's not browned up enough. Oh, look at that. Jesus God, it looks awesome. Okay, we're going to put it in for 5 minutes at a time and see where we are. So we'll do 5 and then 5 more and then 5 more if we need to. So let's take a rest for a few minutes. We'll be right back. Okay, almost done and done. See how our first 5-minute browning does. Hear that? We're going to do that one more time. I want that boy crisp. So we're going to do 5 more minutes. Maybe less than that if as I watch it from the oven window. So, alright, down to our last 20 seconds. And I think this will be it. I don't think we're going to go for another 5. I'm pretty sure this is going to be all we're going to need. So, let's take that off. Let's open up. Let's take a look. Listen to that crunchy goodness. Turn this oven off. Let's get you out. Okay, out of the oven. We're going to turn it out on top of a cooling rack. Ooh, it came right out. Look at that. Oh! Can you hear that crust? I think you can, but let's make sure. That's the bottom. That's hot. That's the top. I am really happy with that. And my microphone goes to hell and back. Oh! Okay. So, cheddar herb bread. Going to be served tonight with our kind of lasagna, kind of. Not really, but kind of. Which may very well be Wednesday's episode. But for now, we're going to have this later, and God, it looks awesome. So, try it. It's easy. It just is time, and time you're not going to spend it. So, try it. Do your own stuff with it. As I said, cinnamon raisin, whatever cheese you want. Just an herb bread. What else can you put in this? Olives. I'm going to be doing an olive loaf, probably, or an olive bread as an appetizer down the road here. Olive with brie put in the broiler a little bit, but that's down a little bit. But thanks for stopping by. And give this a shot. I think you'll like it. See ya.